what you need to foment in English. And so when you try to understand, it's counterproductive because you are not going in the right direction toward meaning absorption. You're going in the direction of word capture, and that's not the right way to listen to a language. It's counterproductive. You're adopting the wrong attitude. You're going in this direction and you need to go in this direction. So passive hearing is a slower, but in the end, equally effective or more effective way of improving your listening comprehension. I guarantee you, listen, let me tell you about let me explain a scenario. Pongamos un escenario. Let's build an interesting scenario. Let's say that you take a vacation or a holiday next summer in August, and you have an aunt who lives in Mississippi. Okay. Spanish, but she grew up in Mississippi. Or her English is her first language, but she's one of your aunts. Her name is Margarita Perez, okay? But when she was 3 years old, her family moved to Mississippi, and she grew up in Mississippi. She speaks some Spanish. She's good with Spanish, but English is, in this case, Mississippi English. All right? They talk like this. And she grew up in Mississippi. But because she is your aunt, tu tia, well, you write a letter, and she invites you to her house to spend a month in Biloxi, Mississippi, located on the Gulf of Mexico, and a beautiful place, nice beaches, and wow, fantastic. So, let's say you go to Mississippi, and let's say that you are a relatively shy person, and that you don't mix with people very much, okay? And let's say that you have an intermediate level of English, okay? An intermediate level of English. And that English is not important for you because your job doesn't require it. So, you fly to Mississippi, okay? And you spend a month in Mississippi. When you arrive, you don't understand people very well because they're talking like people in Mississippi like this. All right? And so you don't understand them very well. But it's not important for you because you didn't go to Mississippi to learn English. You went to Mississippi to spend a month with your aunt, to enjoy the beach, and simply to receive a cultural interaction and enrichment. Okay. Now, every day you go to the beach in the morning. You spend some time on the beach. You don't talk very much with people, all right, because you're a bit of an introvert. And then you have lunch with your aunt, and you're speaking Spanish with your aunt. And then after lunch, you sit in the garden, beautiful garden. Your aunt has a beautiful garden behind the house, and you sit in a nice chair. Very comfortable chair under a very nice tree, in the shade of a tree. And you read, because you like to read. And you're reading a novel. Several. During the month you read 2 or 3 novels, okay? By Spanish authors. You're reading in Spanish. Now, every afternoon, American afternoon, not Spanish afternoon. So every day from about 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., you're sitting in the shade of a tree, in a beautiful backyard and garden. And you're reading, you're catching up during your vacation on your reading opportunities. And for 2 hours every day for 25 days, in other words, 50 hours, you're sitting reading a Spanish novel. And about 7 meters or 8 meters away, your aunt, every afternoon, from 2 to 4, receives 2 of her best friends in Biloxi, Mississippi, and they chat about things, gossip, anything. They're just talking. In English, of course. And you're not paying any attention. You're reading your novels. And the first day, you notice your aunt. The first day you're in Mississippi, you notice your aunt talking, and you can't understand a word they're saying. You can't understand anything. Probably if you see it in writing, you can understand 70 or 80% of it, but you don't understand anything. And then, imagine by the end of the month, after 25 days, with that English noise 7 meters away, at one point, you stop, you close your book, and for a few minutes you listen to them and say, Anda, I understand a lot of what they're talking about now. During those 25 days you were not listening to them, but the sound of their conversation was reaching your ear and slowly caressing your ear a bit while you were reading the Spanish novels. That's what you call passive hearing. And it's quite effective because, as I've told you many times, when you don't understand people or a group of people when they're talking, to each other especially, entre sí, which is very difficult, if you see in writing what they are saying, you understand a lot, sometimes all of it. So it's what we call the discrimination of sounds. And to develop the ability to discriminate sounds, it's counterproductive to sit tight, angustiado, trying, very alert to understand what a person is saying. It's contraproducente. It's defeating your purpose. So, listening and hearing, this is my feeling. I don't have statistical proof, okay? But my feeling is that passive hearing is more effective than active listening, okay? And so when you're watching this program with me, I welcome you to listen to me, but I also welcome you simply to put this DVD in your computer or in your TV and to do other things, to surf the web and read in Spanish or in English or in German, I don't care, but to keep the noise of my voice and the voice of Richard Brown and the voice of anything in English. The news on television from England, Sky News, or the CNN from the United States, or Fox News, or any type of news program that's online on the internet. There's a lot. There are probably 50,000 hours of listening comprehension opportunities on the web, online, if you have a good internet connection, DSL or ADSL. You can get these and you can be working on other aspects on your computer or simply surfing the web about Julius Caesar or about gossip in the romantic press, etc. But at the same time, boom, boom, you're hearing English. Hearing English. That's very, 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 very effective. Okay, now, the sentence for today, toma, ya empiezo, ya entro en administrative staff. This is for secretarial work. Adivina o adivine usted. Adivine quién nos acaba de llamar. Guess who just called us? Guess who just called us? No, who? The President of the government. Oh, what did he want? He wanted to congratulate you on your English programs. He's improving his English. Wow. Okay. And that's very common. The secretary puts down the phone and says, Mr. Dale, guess who just called? Guess. Adivina. Now, guess has a second meaning. It means suponer. I guess so. I guess we have to go. I guess we have no choice. I guess you'll have to do it. I guess it's true. Now, to guess, if you look in the dictionary, it gives you two meanings. Adivinar, okay, which we spoke about, y suponer. Yes. And if you think it's suponer, then logically you think it's a synonym of to suppose. And it's true to a certain extent. Those two words overlap, to guess and to suppose. But there's an area where they don't. Because when you say I guess in the sense of to suppose, it usually includes exasperation or simply we have no choice. All right? It's an expression of qué remedio. There's no remedy. There's nothing I can do about it. And when you say suppose, no. I suppose she is in Zaragoza by now. I suppose she's in Zaragoza. I guess we have to go. It's almost like resignation. When you use suppose in the sense of resignation, we use guess. And when you use suppose in the sense of supposition, we use suppose. Do you understand? So to suppose is the expression of supposition. To guess is the expression of resignation. I guess I'll have to go. They tell me I only have 30 seconds, so I guess I can't speak to you anymore. It's resignation. It's not supposition. I'm not making a supposition here, which means, could it be black or white? I suppose it's black. Because Cloverdale always wears black things, so I suppose in the next class he will wear something that's black. That's a supposition. But it's because I only have one white shirt. All my shirts are black. So I guess, I guess your supposition is right. I'll be back tomorrow. Or another day. But probably not with black. I'll wear something white. Okay? Para variar. ¿Cómo se dice? For a change. I'll wear a different color for a change. Para variar. Okay. Thank you. And see you soon.